Hello, Shakti. Hello, everyone. And here we are again. I'm going to talk about the semiconductor industry. I've done some analysis, some research. Shakti, are you curious to know what I found out?
Yeah, go for it.
Do you know how much money would you get from semiconductor industry investing $1, let's say 10 years ago?
Well, Nvidia has done pretty well, and there are a few others, but just with Nvidia, anybody could have made a lot of money. But let's see what else.
Please like, share, and subscribe, and you will hear a lot of great stories about greatest companies. We're gonna start here. So this is a quick visualization from me. Don't judge me that much. I'm not right now advertising my dashboarding skills. No, not at all. But I'm really fascinated by what I'm seeing here. I'll try to explain. So let me just make it a little bit bigger. This is total return from semiconductor industry. So I've selected some of the key companies in the industry. You would see guys like Amazon, AMD, Amcor Technology, Apple. There are some European companies like ASML. Of course, a lot of US players, Broadcom, Intel. You would see some Korean companies, of course, Samsung, a lot of Japanese companies, and even Texas Instruments. And of course, there are some players from China. So, all right. You would see pretty much everything on the map. We'll explore it in a bit. So huge US. This is companies by market cap. We have some smaller players in Europe, and then there is also China and Taiwan. Colors mean different parts of supply chain in semiconductors. So we need materials, we need equipment for chips manufacturing, design, and then manufacturing itself, packaging and testing, and then demand. Who's demand? Shakti, do you know who's demand?
People who want these chips,
Chips, AI-like chips.
AI chip,
AI chip.
not
So
potato chips.
not potato chips, AI chips. A lot of demand in USA. In China, we just have much less data. In terms of manufacturing, there is that huge bubble in Taiwan. Who is that? This is TSMC, a huge company, over $1 trillion market cap. That's
Yeah,
just
that was
incredible.
surprising for me. I mean, the current market cap is so huge. That's on par with the top 10 US companies. It's very
Yeah.
rare to see something of that size outside the US.
Yeah, danger. US is trying to match, but even, with all the big players like Intel and Micron and Texas Instrument, it's not even close anyway. So then on design part, you have the guys like Apple, and another huge player is Nvidia. There are some smaller guys, Broadcom, quite massive as well, but if you look at Nvidia for like almost $5 trillion, that's just incredible. What else do we have here? We have here equipment. ASML, it's pretty much a monopoly in Europe. None of USA players can match what ASML could achieve. We have some companies in Japan and in China. So none of them are as good as ASML at this stage. And what else do we need? We need materials. Most of materials are coming from Japan. Cool, right? Then what you have here on the left-hand side. We started from the right. I just wanted to illustrate the map and the geopolitical landscape. But on the right, you would see actually how much return you would get on $1 investment in the industry or in a particular company in the industry. And what you have here, you have a return from semiconductor industry, and these are all the companies in different areas of supply chain. We have here a return from global market. market. There is ETF SPGM, which is kind of imitating global market, and we have S&P 500, which is that blue line. In the last 10 years, turn from S&P 500, from $1 you would get $3. If you invest in global market, then you got 2.4. But if you invest in semiconductor industry, last 10 years, right, you would get almost $11, 10.6, right?
That's a lot.
Crazy.
That's a huge difference.
That's a huge difference. That's a huge difference. You just can multiply your money by 10 times
Mhm.
investing 10 years ago in semiconductor industry. And not all the companies were actually performing well. If you look at this chart by company, then you would see that outliers and the best performance would be Nvidia and AMD. What is interesting, let me just filter by design. We will filter by design, and we see that the top 3 players would be AMD, and we have Nvidia, and the next one is going to be Broadcom. Maybe I just like select only these 3 companies, right? We've selected them. We see where they are, and let's look at the return on the investment. And we see that actually a couple of months ago, they achieved the absolute maximum, right? And in the last couple of months, they're kind of going a little bit down. Have you heard that news about Nvidia is not meeting expectations of investors and stock is going down?
I mean, their quarterly results have been awesome recently. They have seen significant growth. Based on the numbers, I was just checking. We
Yeah,
see 57 billion in the quarter,
yeah,
recent quarter, with 22% increase from previous quarter. That's a 62% rise from last time. So it's extraordinary results, right? But I think the concerns come from the fact that they may have higher operating expenses year over year, which is
yeah.
close to 26% or so. I think if that continues, then it will affect their margins. So maybe investors are not sure about the future when it comes to the expenses for the company because they're investing a lot of money to improve their GPUs and all that. So that's probably one of the reasons why the stock might be performing a little bad. But if you go to the company itself in our app,
Yeah, I just opened our app because this is what I'm more interested. So it's filtered by 1 year. For which period do you want to look at?
if you look at the last 1 month, so you
Yeah,
see nothing much has changed, but the media is projecting it as if the company is going down. But within the
yeah,
1 month, it had a huge spike and it came
yeah,
down from a 1 month long term period. I mean, it's not long term, relatively long term period. It's not a big change. And if you look at 3 months, if you start uh, checking 3 months, it's positive. 6 months is even.
yeah.
So when you have a different lens for the timeline, things are not bad when it comes to Nvidia. It's just that the news media is probably hyping it up. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so the financial performance. So I can
In the
click
last
here.
10-year financial performance, see, yeah, the revenue has been exploding and from an annual perspective, but we have the recent quarterly information that is also just skyrocketing every single quarter. And 57 billion is the recent one, which is a huge jump from the previous quarter and the year before. So, from a numbers perspective on revenue, it's amazing. Maybe you can check
Yeah,
the cash net income in this case. I think that is also going up significantly.
that's even greater if you look
Yeah.
the
The
difference.
equity is also pretty positive for the shareholders. Some of the numbers look good. If you look at the free cash flow, you can see the trend. It's pretty much on the upside. And when they release the recent year, all 4 quarters, I think it'll be much higher.
Yeah, yeah, incredible. Wow, that is great. That is really positive. Do you know who is from super investors are holding the company?
Yeah, if you look at the aggregated top 100 stocks, you would see Nvidia somewhere in the list. Do you see it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see it's
Don't
number
click on the
8.
company, but click on the plus sign to show who owns it. Yeah. So now there's a percentage ownership among all these super investors.
Yeah, yeah, I see. I see.
But when it comes to conviction among these 30 odd super investors, I think Microsoft and Amazon lead the pack, and Nvidia is at 8. That could be because of the future growth concerns, because the company is already overvalued when it comes to the stock price. And to maintain that particular stock price, the company has to grow at a certain percentage. If you go back to our company itself, look at our valuation estimator, and what does it say? The next 5 years, it has to grow at 45%.
Oh,
Plus
wow.
even 8% target return. Now, if you're expecting more than 8%, it has to grow even further. So from that
Yeah.
perspective, many super investors may not look at it in a positive light. Though the company is good, financials are great, but the market has already baked in most of that value. And for this company at 4.5 trillion to grow at 50% every year is like it's a huge, you need
Crazy.
a lot of large numbers kick in, and I don't know how long they can sustain this growth. And when, let's say, in one of those years, if the growth is just 10 or 20%, the stock will crash because it has to meet the growth expectations. So that's the concern.
Yeah, yeah. S&P 500 market cap around 50 to
Yeah,
60 trillion, right?
yeah.
Nvidia would be about 4 5 trillion, right? If it grows with like 45-50%, it's it's gonna be
We can
uh,
check it out. Why
right.
don't you go to our calculators? Right, this is why I have it. So if you go to the calculators, you can even use the simple calculator at the bottom.
Yep,
Go to the simple drip calculator.
yep.
And here, now it's 4.5 trillion, right? So let's say the initial is 4.5. Talking about
Okay.
investment, where we are measuring the market cap to see how much it should be.
Yeah. Okay.
Then you
So
do
it's
a
like 4.5 in
trillion,
trillions, right?
right? And then dividend yield doesn't matter. Just make it 0.
Yeah.
And years is 5 because we are looking for next 5 years, right? Number of
So
years.
we're looking at the next five
And
years.
trade
Yeah.
growth is 45% because that's what we want this company to grow at.
Oh,
Okay, I've capped it at, okay, let's see 20, right? I've capped it at 20 for a reason. And
yeah.
dividend growth, you can make it 0. Yeah, just calculate. It'll tell you where it should be, right? It should be $11 trillion in the next 5 years.
Yeah. But this
If
is with growth just
it's
20%,
20%.
right?
Now, if you, I mean, I've capped it because I don't want anyone to measure something which is beyond 20. But the point is, even at 20%, this company will have to reach 11 trillion, right? So
Yeah.
11 trillion, as you said, overall market itself is like 50 odd trillion. Now, if just 11 trillion is from Nvidia, and if
Yeah.
you uh, double this, right? And that is where the problem is. Do you really think that one company can dominate that much of the entire US market? And also, another interesting fact is the overall world market, if you take it, US
Uh,
contributes almost 75% of the entire world market. And if Nvidia is that big, it's probably the biggest among the entire world market. So I don't know if in the past any other company has done that. It will be something
yeah.
really interesting and new if it really happens, right? So
Yeah, that is, well, we will find out. If I go back to fair value estimator, we have target return, how much I want from that company to justify my investment. What else company can provide to me other than that 8%? I would bring that ESG component and think, how good is the company, what company does for the society and for the environment. We have here that AI ESG insight for Nvidia. Can I use it?
yep,
Yeah, let's go. Nvidia is doing really well on environment, renewable electricity. They use closed loop liquid cooling, saving water in data centers. Amazing as well. On social, their top workplace. And that is incredible. I remember a couple of friends of mine in data science industry were just craving to get a job in Nvidia, and that was about 6, 7 years ago. So even then, they were just best of the best, and Nvidia seems to know how to attract top talents in the world and how to retain them and keep them interested. Apart from that, they donated over 40 million, and all their employees actually participating in that. On governance side, they released a full report on preventing forced labor, human trafficking, and child labor across their supply chain. Um, very good as well. Measurable progress. So here, environmental progress on scope 2 emission to 0. And again, they switched to renewable electricity. So not just scope 1, but scope 2. That's great. All Nvidia offices and control centers run on 100% renewables. Then concerns. Supply chain emission scope 3 are a major problem. Emission nearly doubled in 2 years. Manufacturing modern CPUs creates more carbon emission than before, and this is that raise questions about the environmental footprint of Nvidia hardware. So giving all of it, we'll rate them quickly. Maybe quality education. Yeah, I believe so. So clean energy, I would rate 9. Reduced inequality. How- I'm just quickly rating, and we can review it all together. What do you think?
Yeah, the numbers are good. Maybe partnership for goals will be 8 because they are good partners for all these consumers.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, and
This
responsible
innovation,
consumption.
they are top. They are like 9.
I would rate them 10. My
Yeah,
God, who's
that's
better? On the clean water, okay, maybe good
I don't
health
think it's
and
a question.
well-being. I'm not
Yeah.
sure, but here's 7 for cooling system in data centers. So let's submit. Well, if I look at our rating, that's gonna be 73 out of 100 for environment, 67 out of 100 for social, and 76 on governance. Well, great company, big it can grow. I don't know. Thank you, Shakti. Do you have something else you would mention about the company?
Yeah, not just this company. I was thinking we can create our own portfolio of these stocks that you've identified. Ours is focused on US, but we still have some of those additional tickers which trade in the US, though they are not based in the US. And we can
Yeah,
create a portfolio and start tracking how their performance in the future. Let's see how they compare to the market. So we'll do that next. That's my takeaway from this.
yeah. Companies like Nvidia, Apple, AMD, right, and some others. Yeah. Give me a good company from semiconductor industry.
No, ASML, ESM, all of those. Whoever is available in our app, that's even better.
Yeah, yeah. So an SML, I would add Microsoft on the demand
Yeah, yeah.
side.
Because it's a entire ecosystem that we want to capture. Even Meta is
Meta
serious about it.
and
Amazon,
T Texas Instruments. Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Well, this is cool. More to add, but
yeah,
even with this, it's not complete portfolio. I can readjust to 100%,
mhm,
right?
yeah,
And I'll try to analyze the portfolio, right?
mhm,
So for now, just 8 tickers.
yeah. It's starting from
All
2012.
green. Look at this.
So it's like covering around 12, 13 years.
Yeah,
$1 invested will be like 10,000 invested is a million. That in the total return in our below the chart, you
yeah.
see it's like 10,000 invested will turn into a million in the last 13 years. Yeah.
Ooh,
The funny part is some of these companies are well-known companies. They're not like new ones, right? They have been in the market for a while. I think mostly it's
yeah.
because of Nvidia. Even if you remove Nvidia, we go to the top and just click on Nvidia, remove it for the time being. Let's see how big the difference is.
Yep.
And yeah, try again. Yeah, that 10,000 becomes 217,000. It's still 20 times, even without Nvidia. So Nvidia is the is the leader, is the king, right? Taking this portfolio. So that's where you get the outlier. It's highly skewed.
Yeah, yeah, I see. Crazy, crazy, and very, very, very interesting.
Interesting. Yeah.
Thank you, Shakti. That was a great discussion. Very interesting, incredible industry. Personally, I believe in the future of the industry itself, but we don't know who the players are going to be.
Yeah.
Maybe there are new players. Maybe the industry would be modified. There is a lot of geopolitical
Mm.
friction and some other things. So who knows how much it's going to affect individual players. But overall, we all need chips and not potato chips.
We also need potato chips. I like potato chips.
Okay, potato chips for you, for me,
Yeah.
AI chips. Bye, Shakti, and bye, everyone.